Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.
Hello and welcome to LIB Future TV, and this is Prime Time Conversation with Dr. Clarence R. Pearson, and I'm glad to be on your news feed this afternoon. If you're in Liberia, it's about 7 p.m. If you're viewing from the West Coast, it is around 3 in the afternoon. And it is a pleasure being back on your media stream. If you're viewing by way of Facebook, or you're viewing by way of YouTube or LinkedIn, wherever way you're viewing, please share this show. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to our channels. And we're glad to be on your media space today. And today we have fascinating conversation for you. And rest assured that you will have a very wonderful time with us here today. And I'm glad to be on set today with Lavetta Davis, who will be giving us our news update, and Jefferson Weah, who is my co-anchor and will be also here with me throughout the next 2 hours as we run this show. Before I go any further, let me just tell you what the topics will be here tonight. We'll be looking quickly into issues relating to some of the trending issues relating to Liberia. All of you are aware that today the Inspector General Gregory Coleman gave a news conference where he talked about the Samuel Jackson situation, and Samuel Jackson has been charged to court. And we will be looking at the charges that were levied against Mr. Samuel Jackson. And another talking point we're going to be looking at today is the one that has to do with the issue that happening with the Liberia-Guinea border, and Yekeh Kolubah caught in the crossfire. We will be looking at that issue also. And then from there, we take leave of you. Usually we take our views from calls from our audience out there, and we hear what the Liberian people are saying. But until then, we turn it over to our own sister in studio there, in collaboration on Kia Radio 95.9. Lavetta Davis, how are you, man?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
All right, so Lavetta, I will just turn over to you for the news update for our Liberian people.
All right, let me say good evening to our viewers watching. Good evening to those of you in Radio Land. Welcome to today's trending news update. Grand Bassa man loses limbs in construction accident. A 30-year-old father, Chokon Franklin, lost both arms and legs after a January 26 incident in New Buchanan. His family says a steel rod touched high voltage lines while workers cast a tear flow slab, shocking Chokon and causing him to fall. Doctors at JFK Medical Center amputated his limbs to save his life. Akena described the pain his father, Benson Franklin, told Radio Wilson as relatives plead for assistance. NEC Youth Congress blasts Information Ministry over border criticism. The Alternative National Congress Youth Wing accused Information Minister Jerry Lemick Pia and other officials of running a campaign of misinformation and arrogance, urging Justice Minister Twe to act against them instead of threatening citizens who speak out on the Liberia-Guinea border tension in Foya. The youth wing also claimed the Bouakakun administration lacks international connections, hurting performance across sectors, and dismissed President Bouaka's recent meeting with the Senate as mere showmanship rather than real accountability. NEC Women Congress praised for sanitary pad donations. Schoolgirls and women in districts 9 and 10 welcomed NEC Women Congress donation of pads, calling it a boost to menstrual hygiene and women's dignity. Beneficiaries urged expansion to other communities, while ANC Youth Congress members also joined praise for keeping the party visible with policy recommendations. In Rivers, climate change and gold mining threaten water and health. Erratic rains and unregulated gold mining are degrading rivers that rural communities depend on, driving up water costs and disease. Town Chief Rebecca Wilson now buys treated water for $50 a jerrycan because her creek is unsafe, cutting into her food state profits. Express one pollution and weak oversight by EPA are leaving residents exposed as cases of diarrhea rise. Stain demands widows withdraw as NEC acting chair. Moravia Solidarity and Trust for a New Day Chairman Moba Molu Jr. called on April 1 for President Bouaka to immediately withdraw Jonathan Widow's appointment as National Election Commission acting chair. Warning it threatens the credibility of future polls, including 2029. Molu said election must not only be free and fair, but also be seen as trustworthy by the public. Liberian entrepreneurs gain skills at the Mercy Crops event. Small business owners and young entrepreneurs say they have gained practical tools from a Mercy Crops Prospects 4 learning event that revealed 45 months of work reaching more than 6,000 youth. Participants shared experiences and evidence-based approaches to building decent jobs and inclusive growth. Crowd tries to mob men in Bunkin over mysterious death. Tension flirt in Bunkin town after video showed youth armed with sticks and cutlasses chasing Thomas Cooper, accused in the March 19 death of 39-year-old Morris Dwyer Jr. Police said Morris was found unconscious near Bunkin after the men had worked together at a mining site. The government advances a 6-county housing plan. NHA Managing Director Florence Jiba says the 600-unit housing project is moving through preparatory stages and is not abandoned. The unit will be built in Monserrado, Grand Bassa, Bomi, Bom, Nema, and Lofa to ease Liberia's housing deficit for low and middle income families. Critics say demolishing homes without providing alternative housing was negligent and they await fulfillment of the promise President Bouaka made in Paris port talks. The National Port Authority held March 31 talks at Liberia's embassy in France as a step towards a sister port part with Harapa Port. Ambassador Tiko Yola and Harapa's cadre discussed cooperation to strengthen Liberia's maritime diplomacy and global port links. There's been no update to the proposed legislation to to localize port management, even as Liberians continue to cripple with high port fees. Liberia delegates pledged to unlock blue economy. Delegates at Liberia's March 31 Fisheries Conference urged stronger data, digital monitoring, and scientific collaboration to grow the blue economy. Liberians are still waiting for real job creation, with multiple conferences and overseas trips producing no defiance so far. Pinsville launches red light GBV awareness drive. PCC's gender unit began a campaign in red light to curb sexual gender-based violence and child abuse after reports of rising cases. Ghana affirms support for Liberia's blue economy push. Ghana's Fisheries Minister pledged backing for Liberia's blue economy efforts at the Ponkama Conference in Margibi County. Totman University graduates 87 peer support providers. And opposition mounts against Widows National Election Commission appointment. Criticism has deepened over Jonathan Widows' nomination to chair the National Elections Commission, with citizens and activists branding him a Unity Party loyalist who would struggle to act independently in 2029. Opponents argue his ties to President Bouaka risk credibility and warned the Senate to reject the appointment. Some groups have appealed to the United States and donor partners to intervene early, arguing internal engagement could lower political tension ahead of the next presidential race. My name is Lavecta Davis. I presented the latest news update. Do join me tomorrow same time for more news updates.
Thank you, Lavetta. And again, if you're viewing us, you are viewing the LIB Feature TV. And this is the prime time conversation with Dr. Clarence R. Pearson. And Lavetta Davis brought us the news update. And I have Jefferson Weah as my co-anchor tonight. And Liberian people, hello. It's a pleasure being there. David, Lavetta, before you leave, tell me what in the news today pick your attention the most, not everything, but the major one.
ANC Women Congress prays for sanitary pad donation. This is a very good initiative, and the beneficiaries, are saying that they wish that this kind gesture from the women of the ANC, it should be extended to other community. Yeah, so far this is what I'm really interested in, because our ladies out there needs to get sanitary pad. Yeah.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. And have a safe travel home, get home safe. And we thank you for your service to the country. You are doing pretty well. I see you in the field most of the time doing some interviews. That's nice. And I really appreciate that. Any final word before you leave us tonight?
Thank you so much for the time always. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Have a good one. Get home safe. Jefferson, are you staying there with me today?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. So Jefferson, we'll be having some conversation here tonight. And with the conversation, I'm believing that we're going to have a very, very beautiful talk tonight. As usual, we discuss the issues that are trending. I know people talking about it all through the day, but when we talk about it, we bring some different flavor to the conversation. And with the conversation, we open up the phone lines for Liberian people out there to be a part of the conversation. Let them tell us what they are thinking. So they will be wondering right now what's going to be our key conversation tonight. But before I go over to listing what the key conversations are, Jefferson, I do the same thing to you. Tell me how you doing, and tell me what piqued your interest in the news that was just read by Lavetta.
Well, unfortunately, I am down with cold. I think my tongue can tell. Yeah, so, but it's good. Even though this job we do, sickness cannot hold us down, we continue to strive for the better of the profession and putting our country and informing the Liberian people of things they need to know. So yes, we'll always make our commitment being here. Uh, well, a lot of the news are interesting, especially with the ANC women giving out sanitary pads. Many of times you see, I can remember when I was in high school. Then um, there was this female classmate. So she was a victim of such circumstance. She did not know that actually. And the thing about it, I was the one, in fact, who saw that, and I just called one of her friends. I said, "Hey, look at your friend's jumper. There's thing. I mean, there," and she had to quickly run, to go and help her friend out. So yes, this is a good thing. Not many people are educated to this, and not many people who can afford to get sanitary pads. Sorry to say to the women, it's no disrespect, but sometimes in the rural parts, even here in the Montserrat, you still seeing people using, some towel or so. But sanitary pads, I mean, it's important, it's very necessary, and these are things that people need to get involved with. It also good giving out, carrying on awareness and letting people know all of these things. It should not be seen as stigma, because sometimes, people will always start to try to make mockery of people, not knowing the effect it will have on that person. And so whenever you see a person out there or a female out there, and I mean, that is a natural thing that God gave them. So whenever you see it's good, you always come in, come to their aid. So giving out sanitary pads to the women is a very good thing, especially done by women from the ANC. Yeah, it's a very good thing. And as we go along, we talk more on other national issues.
So Jefferson, some kind of old man down in West Point, they will say, what do you mean by sanitary pad? They poke too big for her. What you say?
Yeah, so I would say maybe they can use some kind of, they can use, something almost like napkin. It can be looking just like napkin, but not napkin. Yeah, it's just like pimples. The baby pimple in the way men call it pimple, but the tap up baby tap up, but like pimples, or you can just use, so that you can be bad, or you can mess yourself, or people can be laughing at you. So when you use that thing, like looking at pimples now, yeah, it can save you from plenty things. You can be, people will not laugh at you, and you will not be messed up. Yeah.
All right, Jefferson, thank you, man. Look, I see you struggling to clarify, to put out things in simple English, but we're talking about period, right? When
Yeah.
the say they having that period, you
Yeah.
know, when they put preaching the Bible, now they can say the woman with the issue of blood, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so when the woman having that special time where she having that blood, and then she have to put something to make sure that she doesn't spill her clothes with the blood that's coming, and then they call it sanitation pad, or you call it let me say pimple, look at a pimple. Oh, baby dapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those sanitary pads, those pads are very important for our mothers and our sisters. And I remember way back that you mentioned in the day when I had my sisters, they used to use cloth, until the quick people started sending those things in Liberia, for we start having different pads. But again, it is a pleasure having you again on. And tonight we will be discussing some key issues that has to do with Liberia. And one of the issues is today the police IG Gregory Coleman had a press conference later this afternoon. And he was able to tell us that Samuel Jackson, one of our we call the progressive Liberian in there, one of those who brought about talking for multi-party democracy in Liberia to make sure that we get plenty of political parties and not just a two-way party and other kind of things. Those guys who struggle for that opportunity for us. Today, we know that even we've been talking about him losing his wife, Tony Jackson, and social media was very big widespread blast about what happened. Pictures were all over the media. And finally, today, Gregory Coleman gave a press conference and said Samuel Jackson has been charged to court, and there's enough evidence to charge him to court. All right, so we'll listen to a little voice audio to that, trying not to play somebody else's video, so we'll listen to a voice audio to that, and then we will discuss it. Those charges, what are the charges? And we're not lawyers on here, but we just enlighten you in radio land. Look, what are some of the charges? What Gregor Coleman say Samuel Jackson is being accused of? We want to know what are those things. If you're in the diaspora, I know you also want to know too. And so if you're following us, this is LIB Feature TV, and you're listening to the Prime Time Conversation. I'm Dr. Clarence Pearson, and I have with me my co-anchor and producer, Jefferson Weir. And then we go beyond the Samuel Jackson thing, you know, the whole thing about the Guinea border and Liberia conflict, dispute that happening there. Now, they finish drawing Yekeh Kolubah. They put it in English. They finish drawing Yekeh Kolubah for in the whole hala and Yoko and Koyokaya issue. And Yekeh Kolubah is in the whole thing. One of my men, Yekeh Kolubah own friend in Montserrat District number 3, say they should expel Yekeh Kolubah for some things he said. So we'll be discussing that and seeing, and you know, and talk about it. And then we'll open the lines and hear from you. Somebody say, my man, well, you are not here last week, but the other day you are here. We're doing call in, we're answering questions to get scratch card. They're coming by again. we think about it. I know for sure we're coming back today. I told you are very cheap. I gave them the dollar scratch card. And before I get my dollar scratch card, you gotta know the answer, and the answer gotta be the answer that I know. If you give me the answer that you know, and it's not the answer I know, you can't get my dollar scratch card. But whether you get it or not, I will let you know later on. But before we go any further, let us listen to the Prime Time Conversation theme song, and then when we come back, we'll be going to our first discussion that has to do with the issue that had to do with Samuel Jackson. So let us hit that song that has to do with the Prime Time Conversation theme song.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Prime Time Conversation, where the truth speaks and the people listen. From Cape Town to Maryland, from Nimba to Montserrat, the future calling Liberia. When the voices of the people start to rise, you can see the truth within their eyes. Too many years of struggle and pain, still the people dancing in the rain. But hope is growing in the land tonight, a new vision coming into sight. A servant leader walking with the crowd, speaking truth, humble but proud. This is Prime Time Conversation, talking about the nation's transformation. From the villages to the city light, Liberia searching for what is right. Education for every girl and boy, healthcare bringing hope and joy. A stronger future we can see for every Liberian family. Hear the farmers calling from the field, waiting for the harvest that the land can yield. Technology knocking at the nation's door, young minds ready to explore. Electric power shining through the night, security standing for what is right. The economy rising for everyone, a new chapter has begun. This is Prime Time Conversation, voices of a rising generation. Agriculture feeding every home, no more hunger, no more roam. From Cape down to Maryland shore, the people say we must do more. From Nimba Hills to Montserrat streets, the future and the people lead. Now the people talking in the marketplace about a man who walks with steady pace, a leader with a vision for the land, reaching out with a helping hand. From humanitarian work to leadership call, standing strong when the people fall, talking about dignity, justice and trust, serving the nation because he must. Not for power, not for fame, but to lift Liberia's name. A vision rising clear and bright, leading the nation toward the light. Oh, Liberia, hear the cry. Let the children reach the sky. When the people stand as one, shaking starts to numb. Speaking truth and shining light. Together we can build again for the daughters and the sons. This is Prime Time Conversation, voices of a hopeful nation. Education, health and peace, let the nation struggle cease. With strong leadership guiding the way, Liberia rising day by day. From every county hear the call, a better future for us all. Where Liberia speaks, the conversation continues. Yeah, the future is now.
Yeah, the future is now on the Primetime Conversation with Dr. Clarence R. Pearson, and my producer is Jefferson Weir. He is also my co-host. Very opinionated. He has very good opinion on Liberia, and he comes with some rich insight in what is going on in Liberia. And then we come in live with on our social media pages. It's whether it's Facebook, it's YouTube. If you're following us, look, please, either you follow us or you subscribe, and then you're going to get us every time we come on air on this Primetime Conversation. So now we're going to be discussing the issue about Samuel Jackson. All right, Samuel Jackson has been charged to court. For the listening public, we want to tell you what those charges are. There are 3 charges. We are not lawyers here, but we will be telling you what the charges are and telling you what the charges means, and what Samuel Jackson probably will have to go to court to prove himself innocent on those charges. The government will go and ensure that they show proof that he is indeed guilty on those charges. And somebody asking me and say, "Listen, but my man, you were not here last week. Now you're back. You the host on this show, and you were giving out dollar scratch card last week. The week before the last. Are you going to give us those same dollar scratch card in Liberia so we can be your callers out of the time and have the fun on the show?" Well, I don't know if I can get 10 messages on any of our social media page. If I can get 10 messages that say, yeah, put a dollar scratch card there, put a dollar scratch card, and then I will ask a question tonight. And then if you get the answer to the question, you get a dollar scratch card when we open the lines. But the answer to the question is very simple. It has to be my own answer, not your answer. If you miss the answer, you don't get the dollar scratch card. And no, the question is simple, and the answer is also simple. Let me see if you record. Listen.
Liberia, time for change. Liberia, Alex Cummings.
So yes, Liberia is time for change. Liberia is about to rise, but who can bring that change? The answer was in that song, but I will not tell you the answer. And you give me any wrong answer, you can't call, you can't tell me a funny answer. You can't get a dollar scratch card. I told you are cheap. So listen, I try again so before, so you can know what I'm talking about. Who can bring change to Liberia?
Liberia, time for change. Liberia, Alex Cummings.
All right, so the question will be asked sometimes in the show when it's time to call in. If you give me the answer, who is able to bring change to Liberia and who is the best person for 2029? If you get the answer correct, I give you a dollar scratch card. It's not about the scratch card, it's just about the fun. Once I come on the air, I want to just be generous to you. I want us to share some fun tonight as you're traveling, going home from work, from your businesses. If you're in Red Light, Douala, Freeport, any other areas, here, there be Junction, my own location, Pueblo Road, New Town, West Point, Sony Wen, wherever you are. If you're in the rural area, Buchanan, you number 2, number 1, wherever you are, Nima County, Bon County. If you can get us, if you're in Bomi, Cape Mount, Lofa County or Rofa County, if you can get us and you want to call in and you know the answer to that question I will ask in the show, you're going to get a dollar scratch card just to tell you, say thank you for being a part of the show. But again, I want to see 10 comments in the comment section if you're on social media and say, yes, let the data come online, and then we'll come online. If I see that 10 comment to make that data come online, no data, cheap, keep my data, simple. All right, let us go over to our first talking point today. If you are viewing us on social media, YouTube, Facebook, we have a picture on our screen, on your television screen. If you're looking at on your big television screen through YouTube, you will see Gregory Coleman, the Inspector General of the Republic of Liberia. He's on our screen. He is the police IG in Liberia, the LNP, Liberia National Police. And today he gave a press conference and he was able to tell us that he has concluded his preliminary investigation on the issue relating to Mr. Samuel Jackson and his late wife, Tani Jackson. And he's saying that they have evidence that they can take this matter to the courts. So Senator Jackson can go answer for the death and the passing of his wife, Tani Jackson. All right, so what are those charges? We'll be giving you the charges like the Gregory Coleman given, and we'll be putting the definitions down so you can see what the charges are. We are not lawyers, but we are going to just give you what the charges are, and we're going to discuss those charges from the layman point of view. And then later on in the show, open the lines and hear your own view, whether Gregory Coleman is correct or not. Get your view. You talk your own, I talk my own, and then we'll move on. All right, and the next thing we'll be discussing will be the issue having to do with the border. Guinea and Liberia had happening to the border. Now if feeling dragging Yekeh Kolubah inside, and now the House of Representatives thinking about dragging Yekeh Kolubah down from his representative position. If you're in Representative Yekeh Kolubah district and you're listening to this show, if you're in district number 10, right down in the Oro area there, and you want to be a part of this show, and you want to talk for your representative, you have the chance to call in and you talk your own, whether you want to defend your lawmaker or you want to say, yeah, anything the people saying, yeah, then just do it and just get rid of the man from there one time, and then they get rid of him that one like your own talk. You talk your own, I will talk my own. So let's go now into the first talking point. But before we go into the talking point, I want to play the voice of R.G. Gregory Coleman. R.G. Gregory Coleman. So I want you to pay attention to this and listen to R.G. Gregory Coleman. I want to apologize. The beginning of the audio, you know, that Liberia now, the beginning of the audio is bad. The beginning of the audio is bad. So, but just pay attention, and then when it goes in from a little bit, it's going to get clear. Let's hear R.G. Gregory Coleman.
Good afternoon, fellow Liberians, members of the press, representative of the diplomatic community of person, partners in justice. We gather today under certain circumstances. The Liberia National Police acknowledged the death of Tondi Keyize Innocentia Kumalo Story, a South African national. We extend our deepest condolences to the family, loved ones, and the people of South Africa. This is a moment that demands not only empathy, but clarity, discipline, and fidelity to the rule of law. From the moment this matter was brought to the attention of the Liberia National Police, we initiated a multidisciplinary investigation. This investigation was conducted by the Crime Against Person Unit, the Forensic Section, and it was done in coordination with medical authorities and the Monrovia County Coroner's Office. Every step taken has been guided by evidence, professional standards, and the legal framework of the Republic of Liberia. The key findings in this investigation are as follows. The investigation has established a body of evidence that cannot be ignored. Number one, we established that there was a pattern of prior violence. There's credible and corroborated evidence indicating that the victim was subjected to repeated physical violence over time, which is supported by witness account, photographic evidence, and documented communication, which are copyrighted, time-stamped. First, cause a backward fall resulting in hair trauma, including contusion, laceration, and hemorrhage. This is not a random or isolated injury, as it is linked to a chain of previous traumatic occurrences. 5, we look at neglect and duty of care. Evidence further establishes that the victim had a known medical vulnerability, which occasionally resulted in seizures. Yet, the suspect continued to supply the stimulant. The victim was left alone in a locked environment without supervision. This constitutes a serious breach of duty of care with foreseeable risk to human life. 6, we'll look at the post-incident conduct. The investigation also identified failure to promptly inform law enforcement, and there were indicators that the scene was altered or tampered with before the police even had access to the scene. These actions are legally significant and they form part of the evidentiary records. The current status, a full autopsy report will give further clarification on the extent of internal injuries, while the toxicology analysis is ongoing and expected to be done within 1 to 2 weeks, or we could get it earlier. Based on the totality of evidence, the Liberia National Police has formally charged Mr. Samuel P. Jackson with manslaughter, negligent homicide, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment of another person in violation of Chapter 14, Subchapters A and B, Sections 2, 3, 20, and 23 of the Revised Penal Code of the Republic of Liberia. The matter will be immediately forwarded to court for adjudication. Now, let me give our position, and I'll be clear. The Liberia National Police does not determine guilt. We do not substitute public opinion for judicial process. We act when the evidence meets legal threshold. The accused, Mr. Jackson, remains presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. This case speaks to a broader issue. As a society, that we must confront it. Violence within private spaces is not beyond the reach of the law. Vulnerability does not diminish rights. It heightens protection, especially under the law. Neglect, when it leads to harm or death, like in this case, is criminal responsibility. The Liberia National Police assures the government and the people of South Africa, the family of the deceased, and the Liberian public that this case has been handled with professional integrity, transparency, and respect for international standards of investigation. In closing, I would like to say this. Justice requires discipline. It requires that we speak carefully, act lawfully, and allow the court to do its work. The evidence has now been placed where it belongs, before the judiciary. We urge all parties to exercise restraint and let the jury decide. Let justice take its course.
Let justice take its course. Before we go into the first charge, which is manslaughter, Jefferson, are you still there with me?
Yes, I'm here.
So Jefferson, first of all, tell us, what is the feel after Gregory Coleman today? What is the feel in the media there in Liberia?
Well, it has just been a conversation between Liberians, or amongst, so to speak, for the lack of better words, amongst Liberians, owing to the fact that when the incident occurred and Samuel Jackson was invited to Central Police headquarters, and then he, after 48 hours, was released without charges. And so, like some Liberians, like we listened to, saying, but I thought the police said, I mean, there was nothing that if I did not charge the man, it said that the police is under pressure. That is the reason they call him, and then he's being charged with all of these things. If they wanted to do it, why they couldn't do it for the first time they invited him, to Central. But is it because he's under pressure and Liberians are, many people are concerned about it, and then the deceased is a foreign national. So, there are a whole lot of speculations in the country amongst Liberians currently as we speak, Dr. Pearson.
Thank you. So, but I think you made some very good points there. So, Gregory Coleman could not have come up without proper investigation to issue a charge that would take him to court. He had to establish probable cause. He had to establish on good grounds that Samuel Jackson did have some responsibilities for the death of his wife. Other than that, there will be no reason and no basis for going to court, correct?
Yeah, sure, certainly. There
Right.
would.
So now that he has had the opportunity to investigate the situation, and he feels he has the police has enough evidence, at least enough to establish guilt or probable cause, and now the Ministry of Justice can forward this case to court for Mr. Jackson to clear his name. But again, let us just say here, I know it's difficult for family members when you lose a loved one, when you lose someone dear to you. This is not something you want for people to be having conversation on repeatedly. Can't stop, because every time the person's name is mentioned, every time the picture is shown, there is some deep sense of mourning that like you open the wound again. That happens. So we want to just say apologies to the family and friends and loved ones out there of Sam Jackson and his late wife's family members and friends. Look, it's just that we have to have the conversation because it's in the news and in the public glare. But we do understand how much trauma associated with this in your mourning. So we want to say again, have our deepest condolences and our sympathy to you. And we pray that you will have the strength to go through this difficult period. Like Gregory said, this involves not only a Liberian family, it involves a family from South Africa, because Tunin family, they are all South Africans. And so it is just fair enough, if there's any doubt surrounding your death, that the Liberian government should give it its full attention, so that we establish some level of seriousness that Liberia means business. It's nothing personal. But let's go now to the charges. And don't forget, I mentioned here that if you want us to do the call-in dollar to answer a question and get a dollar scratch card for the next when we come to the call-in time, I want you to message in the chat. Say yes, I want the data call to come on. If you want the data call to come on, you have to say something in the chat if you follow us on social media. All right. If we can see 10% voting for the dollar call to come in, then we'll do the dollar call. But if the 10% come on there for the dollar call, will not come in. So the first charge is manslaughter. So manslaughter, Jefferson, it reads that if you are following on social media, it's on the screen. If not, I will read it for you in radio land. Manslaughter, the crime of killing a human being without malice, aforethought, or otherwise in circumstances not amounting to murder. Circumstances not amounting to murder. So let me put it in simple English. So when I say manslaughter, it means to say you kill somebody, but when you kill the person, you didn't plan it. You planned it in your head. You say, I can't go kill the person here today. When I go home today, I'm going to kill my wife. No, it ain't happening like that. It means it happened. You plan it. You think about it and say, okay, I think about it. I can't go do it. You plan it. You say, okay, when I get it, I will do it. I will do it. You plan nothing like that. But because you were not careful enough, you take some necessary steps to stop it from happening. Then they say, what happened? Even though you plan it, you go and design it and say, I'm going to do it that way and do it that way. But because Liberian men say you were careless about how you handle the situation, or Liberian men say you don't care how the situation was going on, and then because of some reason or the other, the person died, say, okay, what happened? We're holding you for manslaughter. It's not what they call murder, so to speak, but holding you for manslaughter. All right. It's not as serious as when they hold you for first degree murder and things like that. But it's a form of causing somebody to die because you do the right thing. So Jefferson, you want to comment on that?
Well, you couldn't have said it all. That's just exactly. It was you did. It's something that you did not intend to do. It just happened. Like I'm not a legal person, perhaps, but it is just a little understanding that I have in somebody committing a crime. Not intentionally. You just did it, and then mistakenly it happened, but you were not intentional about the about the crime. That's just how I understand it in my own little understanding.
And I know in your layman view,
Oh, yeah,
in my
my
layman
little view.
you are listening to Primetime Conversation with Reverend Dr. Oh no, leader Reverend with Dr. Pearson, and my co-host here is Jefferson Weir. He is my producer as well. So the first charge that Gregory Coleman slap, Liberian man say they slap it on Samuel Jackson is that they say manslaughter. In Liberian, they say manslaughter. It means the person committed a crime by killing somebody, but the person ain't doing with bad intention. They ain't saying now with bad intention, I come and go kill the person here. They ain't saying and planning everything, but because they attack careless, they play some don't care kind of situation, and the person die in the hand, they say you committed manslaughter. And then Gregory Coleman talked about a second charge that is going to be on that charge sheet going to court, and this is what on the screen. If you're following us on YouTube, Facebook, whether it is the KCN TV or it is my own Clarence Pearson Facebook page, you will see this. If you're on YouTube, you also see this. Negligent homicide. Negligent homicide. So what does negligent homicide mean? So you heard Gregory mention negligent homicide. Negligent homicide. First of all, let me deal with the word negligent. It's like negligent cause it mean utter stupid. But it's a serious thing we're discussing here. Negligent means you acted foolish. I know you could have done better, but you acted foolishly, and then something happened that ain't supposed to happen. Homicide means the person died as a result of somebody doing something that caused the person death. And the person's death is linked to another person. So homicide is different from another one called suicide. Suicide means the person killed himself. But when they say homicide, it means somebody killed a person. So they're saying when they say negligent homicide, they say somebody killed a person, but the person who killed a person, the person used common sense to make it not to happen. The person acted foolish in the process so that why it happened. So yeah is the quick definition, right? For the Liberian police. Negligent homicide is a criminal charge occurring when a person, criminal negligence, a reckless disregard for human life, or failure to perceive a substantial risk or a danger or a harm that end up causing somebody death. That one they call it negligent homicide. You sat down there, you saw the person in certain situation that were going to cause them to die. But then you sit on there, you take corrective action. You never do some things that would have stopped the person or prevented the person from dying. Then the person die in your hand. They say your stupidness caused the person death. And that charge means your stupidness caused the person death. And then you could have taken action, you didn't take it. Your failure to take the action now caused the person to die because a certain risk factor that was happening in the person's life. So there's another charge that the Liberian men say they slap it on Samuel Jackson. Negligent homicide. Negligent homicide is a criminal charge occurring when a person's criminal negligence, which means you could have avoided the crime, but you didn't avoid because you acted foolish, and it ended up being a reckless disregard. Reckless disregard means you could have taken action, you never took it, and the reason why you never took the action is because you were reckless. You acted in a silly manner. You acted in a way that did not represent your level of intelligence, all right, for human life. And then because of that failure led to somebody getting harmed or dying in the process, all right? So, and then when they say homicide, means the person died at the hands of somebody else. Jefferson, let me hand over to you. Maybe you get a better Liberian English than my own Liberian English.
No, it's I know the way you put it. The many people they've understood it well. Just like you said, I mean, being just applying carelessness, to the situation, knowing fully well that you could have prevented it, or you could have stopped. You could have stopped it. You could have done something that would not have caused the person's death. So it's just being, being careless and neglecting, and then just being reckless. You don't care about the situation. You don't care what will happen in the aftermath. Not paying attention to what may happen in maybe in the future or so, or just after that moment, what will happen next. So you just careless about it. That's just a little that I will have to say. Sorry, I'm not too active because of the cold. My tune. Yeah.
You're doing well, my man. You're doing well. Just hang in there. Just hang in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hang in there. So the third charge that Gregory Coleman, the Liberian National Police, slapped on Samuel Jackson today in the press conference is reckless endangerment. So everything saying the same thing, but they get different way to say it from the book, from the law book that they written it from. Reckless endangerment. So reckless endangerment, the quick definition is reckless endangerment is a criminal charge applied when a person acts with a conscious disregard for safety, creating a substantial risk of death or serious injury to others. Okay, simple English for man yata man water den tenene osa den, right? Ome flow more than to hear them, ome Peter den. So when they say reckless endangerment, it means to say the government can charge you with this crime because they feel, look, somebody sitting outside you is capable of doing something to hurt themselves, right? Or you also see that the person or someone around the person could harm this person, and you who's standing there, you who's sitting there, you who know the person, you interacting with the person, you have the ability, you get some means to stop them from doing some harm to themselves or from someone doing harm to them. But then you just say, I mean, I just don't care. I don't care, man. Anything you want to do to yourself, do it. And you say you're stupid, then just do anything you want to do to yourself. And you want to die, just die one time. Sometimes like, bro, we can talk to that, right? I heard people talking to that before. I heard some people saying to the children, say you say acting stupid, you want to die, I must I will kill you. All the kind of, the kind of language, and we use them, and then it comes down to some of the reckless endangerment. You see somebody in a situation where they're going to hurt themselves or something are going to hurt them, and then you sit down there and you take no action to stop it from happening. Reckless endangerment. Or let me put it this other way. Sometimes for people then who you're in your home, then let's say maybe I'm Samuel Jackson now. I'm not Samuel Jackson. I'm in West Point, I'm in Nugutan, or I'm in Grand Bassa County, I'm in number 2, or I'm in Greenville, Sano County, or maybe I'm in Bogonjiri, or maybe I'm somewhere down there in Bapolu. But I'm not Samuel Jackson. Okay, but you say now in the house, you're doing soap business, you're facing soap, and you're facing the caustic soda, you can use it to face the soap. And then you leave the caustic soda in open cup. You facing the soap, you leave the caustic soda in open cup, you set it down, where some small child can go and take it and drink it. The small child go take the caustic soda and drink it. It happened like that before. Small child go take the caustic soda and drink it. And the child suffers serious harm to their life. They call that one reckless endangerment. You see the danger thing there, you make it available for somebody to hear and say, well, hey, or somebody gets something in their hand or doing something that will hurt them, and you have the ability to stop them, you have the capacity, you have the authority to stop them. You say, get and do anything you want to do to yourself. In that process, the person die or something, they can also charge you with reckless endangerment. The quick people say it's a criminal charge applied when a person acts with a conscience, which means your head clear, your mind clear, the thing can cause damage. Conscious disregard for safety. Yeah? Then you're creating a substantial risk of death or serious injury to other people. But you don't care. You don't care things. So those are the charges. So the lame 3 charges on Samuel Jackson: manslaughter, the crime of killing. I'll put that back. I'm just going to run through the 3 of them. Manslaughter, the crime of killing a human being without malice, which means you plan it. A forethought, no, you plan you to go do it. You say this how I do it when I get there. No, you plan it, but because you are not careful, you didn't take time to understand the situation, the circumstances, and then the person end up dying because of that. They call that manslaughter. And then another one they're charging with is negligent homicide. Homicide different from suicide. Suicide when the person killed, I said homicide when somebody caused the person death. Negligent means you acted stupid and happy. So when you acted stupid, somebody died because of your stupidity, they say they call it negligent homicide. So that one there, they land on Samuel Jackson. They say he could have done something to save his well, he didn't do it. They call it negligent homicide. And then another one, the police chief talk about, Gregory Coleman talk about, he said reckless endangerment. Some harmful thing were around the woman, and harmful thing was happening to her that he could handle or taking care of, and take care of it, or maybe beating her, gender-based violence, all the kind of thing like that. He said they get evidence to prove the kind of thing, so they're going to look into the kind of cases. So those are the 3 charges against Gregory Coleman. Now, not against Gregory Coleman, but against Samuel Jackson. Yeah. So Jefferson, this is what I want us to do next, right? I tried doing it small, but I didn't go too far.
Okay.
How can so we're not Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson will go to court. He's going to answer for these charges based upon his wife. What happened to his wife? So we're not Samuel Jackson. But for our ordinary Liberian people who listening to us on the radio, KI Radio FM 95.9, listening to us on Facebook, on YouTube, and other social media platforms, also and then listening to us by way of the television set. What can we do and be careful about in our homes and with our family? Like Gregory Coleman said, this thing is bigger than Samuel Jackson. This thing is in homes. You know, a lot of things happening, whether it's manslaughter, negligent homicide, reckless endangerment. What can we say are some of the common things that are happening in our families in Liberia that we need to caution our people about, or even in America here, or other parts of the diaspora that we need to warn Liberians about, so that we don't fall in the same situation in the future?
Yeah. So you said something. Let me just add up to that. You know, sometimes you see um, you're in a vehicle and you see a driver is over speeding and he's driving recklessly, but you know, you just choose to keep quiet and you're enjoying the fun. You don't want to let the driver know that, oh, you over speeding, the thing you're doing is not good. You got to take time, stop speeding, stop running. You know, you're driving recklessly, it's not good. Sometimes, for example, the police or security posts, sometimes they just discharge their firearms in the public. And even if it is, you know, unloaded, but it is not a good thing to just take up your firearm or your sidearm and then you just start playing with it, all because you feel I mean you can control the gun or so. So it is not a good thing. And many a times you talk about in the homes, many a times people see these things in community. Somebody uh you go through these things. You dare you could save the person, but some people will just choose. They will choose to ignore the situation, ignore everything, but let them kill themselves. Let them fight. You do anything you want to do. That your business when you die. Like, hey. So, I mean, it is time that when you in a community, you see such things happening. Uh, Sometimes you intervene. We know that if you're not called to do that. You say, oh, but nobody ain't calling me. I'll just sit down. But you're a witness. You've seen it. You can prevent the situation. Why if something happened and you're there and the person, these two people are going through something into a face fight or so, and somebody pick us to, I will stone you. I will stone you. You can go there, hey, put a stone down, put a rock down, but you don't talk. You just leave it. Let them do what they can do. And who knows? There are people. Some people can come. Sometimes they wake up. They're not okay. They're not. They'll appear to be fine, but in the system, they're not well. They're not strong enough, and a simple mistake from another person could lead to somebody's death or getting injured. So in communities, we have to have this basic understanding, and carry. It's almost like you're ambassador of peace. You're creating awareness, letting the people know the dangers toward these things. Yeah. So I mean, just a little I wanted to add to that, Dr. Pearson.
Yeah. I mean, you made some very valid points there. Look. Let me say this to us. Look, sometimes we sit down and we wonder to ourselves, like, should I get involved? Should I say something, or should I just be quiet? Should I mind my business or not? We have those moments. But I think one of the things Gregory Coleman is talking about here, in addition to other things we're saying, we got to be very careful how we treat each other in our homes, in our families.
Yeah.
When you have wife, you get husband, and then you get children. Let us be very careful, because if we're not careful, some of the things about the law, and I thought to bring this on the conversation tonight. The thing about the law is this, Jefferson, I want to bring the point attention. Sometimes you say, you know, we on the outside will say, oh, let the law take its course, let the law be the law. But sometimes whole family can go down for one foolishness. So, for instance, the husband negligence, the Greco-Roman say, manslaughter charge, whatever the case is, land him in jail. The family muffin losing the wife, then they come and lose the husband. He went to jail for left hand. Then women they lose the husband too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And so sometimes these things happen. And sometimes so many things happen to you. Before you know it, whole family going down the drain. Whole family going down the drain. So we need to be very careful when it comes to Liberia. Let us be careful how we treat each other. Let's put more attention to what we do, more attention to how we take care of things in the community. I've seen people put generator on and put in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So maybe you put generator on, you put in the kitchen, then you walk away, you go to the video club, go win the game, right? Then you leave the children in the house. By the time you come out from the video club, all the children in the house, it can happen like so many times, generator killing people with the carbon monoxide. Right? You come out, all the children in the house dying because of the carbon monoxide from the generator. Then Gregor Coleman can hold you with what? Homicide.
Yeah.
Homicide. They can hold you with reckless endangerment. They can hold you with all of these things that we're talking about with Sandra Jackson right now. So you need to be very careful. Not put that aside. Some of us will go, we do another foolish thing too. The child leaving you, the child got pregnant rather, and then you say, oh, because the child ain't married, you maybe you pastor or you deacon or you deaconess in your church, you want for your need to sponsor, you not being go commit abortion, go do abortion. The child go do abortion, the child pass away from the abortion because honor your instruction, the child pass away from your abortion. That's negligent, that reckless endangerment, that negligent homicide as well. It just in our case, majority of the time we don't report these things. But like Greg was saying, these things they happen in many different ways in the homes. And we gotta be aware of these different things that are happening. Let drum all I want. You won't beat the child. Instead you buy rattan, you don't buy rattan to beat the child in the hand. You pick up cold spoon, you pick up cold pot, you pick up anything that lay in your hand, you just lay it on the child. Bam! You knock that child develop severe injury. That child go to the hospital, the child ain't make it. When that child ain't make it, that negligent homicide, that reckless endangerment, you know, so that child can hold you to yourself, you find yourself behind bars if they find you guilty. So there are many things that can happen in the home, and I gotta explain everything to you. Y'all know all the things that can happen in the houses, then in the home that we can do. At the end of the day, we see you say, oh, if I know, I'm gonna do it. And some of you know some people who you feeling hurting and you harm and you cause them some serious injuries in their life, and you know if they are going to carry you to court, but now you be behind bars, right? All right, you know. I don't know if you want to even add any other comment on what we just said before we move to the next conversation, so I can open the lines.
Well, it is just as simple as put it. Many times in the community, and you see the parents, especially the mothers, will be the one, you know, doing these things to the children. I will kill you today. I will kill you today. Today I will beat you, and something will happen to you. You don't know what will happen, and you just and the mothers are the mostly, you see, whatever gets in their hands, that's what they use on the kids. They use on the children, and these are things that I think there's a whole lot of awareness that need to be carried out, you know, so that people can understand these things. You see yourself going through a lot in a home. Sometimes some people, in fact, you might not, you know, die in the process, but the kind of domestic violence you go through, especially from your husband or so your spouse, and you just choose to ignore that because of love, and you don't want it going out in the public. You don't want to involve family members, and sometimes family members, some of them, they get to know these things. The victims will always explain these things to them, but they will choose not to talk about it. They just keep quiet, and in the end, something bad happened. Then you say, "Oh boy, the person used to say it in you." You know how many times the person used to tell me that, for example, the Samuel Jackson case. Now many people, what's his name, Rufus Newell, when he said, "Oh, but I knew Jackson, the thing that woman used to do to the woman and what have you. You knew all of these things, but you did not come to the public all those who have been writing on social media did not come to the public. They knew about some of these things, but they just chose to keep quiet about it and look at where we are today. Sometimes your intervention could save the life of that person. So it shouldn't be as though, oh, that married people, we don't want to get involved in what have you. If you don't want to get involved, then you sit supinely and just look at it and something happen. I mean, you're gonna live with that regret for the rest of your life, Dr. Pearson. It is a normal tradition, normal thing in our society here. People say, well, that married people are not putting my money out. But you know the person is going through a lot. You've seen it. You could save that person. I mean, the little effort you will apply could save the life of that person. Everybody who's been writing on social media about this lady, it cannot bring her back. All the writings cannot bring her back. But well, that's just the society we find ourselves in, Dr. Pearson.
Right? That's the society we find ourselves in. But look, I have to bring this one up because I'm an old classroom teacher too. They think go for Teacher Pepper too, right?
Yeah, of course, Teacher Pepe. Yeah.
Because I remember back in the day, Teacher Pepper. But by the time the children do something, you pick up the ratting instead of say show your hand or let me be on your part. You just not a child all over. So when the children come to school, they get issue. You don't even know the child get issue. Whether the child gets spared or whether the child suffering from some illness, you know. You go hit that poor child, boot, that poor child fall and die in your hand. That negligent homicide, that reckless endangerment, that manslaughter, right? They see it go for churches. You say you get problem. Somebody can't they say they get issue. The person laying in your chest. You know you're not medical doctor. You know you get laboratory material.
Yeah.
You know lesson to practice to kill somebody. You keep the person in your chest. You tie them up. You get inside the corner, inside the room, call it prayer room. You giving them water bath, water, water, everything. You keep the person there until the person die in your hand. That negligent homicide.
Yeah.
That negligent homicide. That manslaughter. That reckless endangerment. But all these things, we don't report them. And people are suffering on these different issues. Somebody come to you to say they need prayer. You know, I'm not saying pastor can't pray. I'm not saying pastor too. I will pray for you, but I say, you know what happened? While I'm praying for you, go to the hospital. Yeah, from the market, that's where you go do your test, run your test, let the doctor and see what's going on with you. It will combine that with prayer. Right? But I will not go keep you in a prayer room, and then at the end of the day, something happened to you. Sitting with classroom teacher, then you won't be Teacher Pepe. Teacher Pepe, instead of ban ratting and say, in fact, Liberia will say, no, you don't even use ratting until you find different other another kind of punishment. But some people then I just saw I think was it last month before the last in Liberia, some a teacher went beat one student that he hurt a student and it's almost close to death. All the kind of things got to avoid them, right?
Yeah, of course. Those are all part of it. And these are all examples. So you teachers who are always in a habit of yes, it's good to discipline the child or the student, but you have to be very careful on the kind of punishment you give them, how you treat them. It's not because you are Teacher Pepe or you then when they praising you, oh, the dean of student that man can take sir. That man probably do this, he do that. Your attitude could lead to something else. So you have to be very careful how you do it. I remember back then in high school, he was the former director but then they have budget bureau. It was Bureau of the Budget of Capitol Hill. David Zilli, his son had come from the States, and according to the story, his son came out because of some misbehaviors in the US. So he came, and when he entered, he was in our class. We're in cathedral then. I can remember, I think it was we're in 8th grade. And this David Seeley Jr. that morning he carried gun with him. Some of us did not know that he had pistol and firearm with him until during recess he took out the guns in class and he started to play with it. And we were like, but what is this? Why would the guy bring gun? And I was, in fact, and everybody started to blame me for that. Because in fact it led to his to NTR, what we call NTR, expelling from the school. So I went to, then it was Mr. Kier, Timothy Kier, our principal. And so I went to Mr. Kier and said, there's somebody in the school, in the class that were guns, and he had guns. So they went and they took him from there, they took the gun from him, and he took him to the principal, they called his parents, and that's how he left the school. Sometimes it is your life, it is about you. So if somebody will blame you, at least you did the right thing. Who knows? That man was playing with gun. Who knows what would have happened that day in class? some of us, you could maybe mistakenly, you could have a job for him, or you could have done something. So I mean, I reported, but everybody started to blame me. I was like, but why should I be blamed? Yeah.
Right. So what next for what next for Samuel Jackson, you think? Now that he has been charged to court, what next? What do we look to see happen next? Somebody will be asking us.
Well, it is the court now that will decide, because he's spending his first night at the Monrovia Central Prison, and so with all of the charges now, it is left with his lawyer, his team of lawyers, to prove to the world, or to the court, to prove that he's innocent, he's not guilty, he didn't commit the crime, and so, but Liberians are watching. And this is a high profile case, as you may know. It's a high profile case, so it's not just going to be, I mean, a walk away case. Maybe you say I'm walking out, but too many things will play, and we hope that whatever it is, let justice be done, let justice be served as well.
Whatever it is, let justice be done, let justice be served. Mr. Jackson will not have to go to court, and he will have to face the law and get himself either vindicated, to like acquitted, like you're not responsible for your wife's death, or you are responsible for, and then you go to jail, whatever the penalty is. All right, let's go to our next topic before we go to the lines. So Monserrata District Number 3 Representative Sumo K. Moba wants Monserrata County District Number 10 Representative Yekeh Kolubah to be disciplined for statement he made concerning Liberia border land dispute, Liberia Guinea land dispute. Yekeh Kolubah said, in fact, the area that Guinea is contesting for, that area is for Guinea. He doesn't feel it's for Liberia. Well, he said, that's my opinion. If I'm wrong, no problem, but I think that's my opinion. And let the government investigate further. Look, Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
What fish Monserrata District Number 3 Representative Sumo Moba got to do with the whole thing? That what fish you got to fry in Yekeh Kolubah business?
Well, as a member of the 55th, Honorable Sumo Moba, and he's coming from a point where, according to that, to the information, that it is an embarrassment to the Honorable House of Representatives. A statement, Honorable Kolubah is a representative, he's a lawmaker. He shouldn't be making these claims. But like you said, well, what fish he has, to fry in it, that is the question. In fact, myself, I've thought over and over. But why Honorable Sumo Moba will want Representative Kolubah expelled when the man said his sources have informed him, and that others have made statements as well, and they did not go for him? Is it because he's so robust in a house that he wants Representative Kolubah, expelled? But it's a big question. But maybe perhaps he's a member of the house, it is his colleagues, and the statement could undermine, progress. It could tint a dent image on the House of Representatives.
All right. So, but this is my opinion on this matter, right? And again, somebody may differ from me. So I agree that no country wants to lose land, right? So say for instance, a Liberia and Guinea having conflict over land, no Liberian want for Liberian land to be taken away by Guinea. The same thing with Guinea. No Guinean want Liberia to take piece of land from Guinea. So no Guinean want that, no Liberian want that. Everybody looking out for their own interests. But here's my thing. Don't we all as citizens have the right to our opinion, to express our opinion? Our opinion is not law.
Of course.
Our opinion is not law. Our opinion does not change what happens. Like for instance, if I get up and say, I look at the map and I look at all the other historical maps that are out there, and I look at other historical legal documents and instruments that were signed in the international community, that spot belongs to Guinea. That does not give it to Guinea because I said it. I mean, does that make sense? Yeah, it doesn't give it to Guinea. So somebody will say maybe I'm not being patriotic, but does it take away my patriotism to have an opinion whether the conflict we're having as a nation concerning a little piece of land, whether it is for me or for my neighbor? You know, I think it's about the matter of the facts. You know, so I think Sumo Representative Sumo K Morba should be concerned about where is the facts. Like, so if Yekeh Kolubah say, I think I have my own evaluation and assessment that says to me that my findings show me that I don't think we already have a claim to this piece of property Guinea is contesting for, because that is going to inform how you argue in the legislature, right? So if there was to be maybe a vote or something, a discussion on that, how Liberia should address that issue, you will vote based upon his information, how you know what the information telling him to vote, that how you will vote. It doesn't mean to say he hit Liberia as a person. You know, that's how I see it. And Sumo Mobile also could go do his own research and come up. Representative Sumo Mobile could go do a research. I'm not calling honorable because they are all dishonorable, but Representative Sumo Mobile could go do his own research and come back and say, you know, me too, I did my own research and my research show otherwise compared to Yekeh Kolubah. Let's put the two research on the floor and let weigh it or send it to committee room and let the committee look at it and let's see whose research has the facts and will inform on what legislation will vote on concerning the land issue. But instead of arguing, claim with counter claim, you want to call for your friend expulsion. You're not the one who voted the man to office. You're not the one who cast your vote to put the man's not in your district. The man's not. I know you have your rules, and let's be clear about that. The House of Representatives and the House of Senate, the Constitution gives them the right to develop their own rules, whether to expel or to suspend their colleague. But that doesn't mean to say if somebody has an opinion, you got the right to determine whether the opinion is good or the opinion is bad. When you can also form your own opinion. You know, I know, but I know what you think, Jefferson. What you think about what you think about what I'm saying? You know, for me, I have to see it.
And exactly that's why Honorable Kolubah has said that in fact, even when he goes to court, and he will want the media to be there to state reasons why he said it and to prove to them that he was speaking based on his source as he gathered, and that he can defend this statement because of everybody's entitled to his or her own opinion, owing to the fact that we have this the freedom of speech. So he said what he said, and he maintains what he said, that if Guinea is encroaching on the land, the sources are informing that the land belongs to Guinea. Why is it that the executive mansion said, a territory claimed by Liberia? So if the land is claimed by Liberia, then Liberia wants to claim it, then who owns the land? Since the land is already in the country, but the country wants to claim the land, how, so where is where did I go wrong? What did I say that they're coming after? So I can go to court and I can prove myself. But the thing is, the letter or the communication has not reached the full plenary. It is just, the leadership, and the leadership alone cannot take a decision to expel Representative, Kolubah. So it's just, something that is they just, like, he's so robust, he's so, he's talking and exposing, bringing us some information to the people, making the public to know. So it's just a form of trying maybe to get him out, or to silence him, so that the country, there could be no more Kolubah talking again. So that's just how it is being played.
Thank you, and that's just how it's been played. If you're listening to the LIB Feature TV, and this is the Primetime Conversation. We are also in partnership with Kia Radio 95.9 in Monrovia, Liberia. And if you're getting our broadcast, we want to say you're welcome. And join us every Thursday for the Primetime Conversation at 3 p.m. on the East Coast in the U.S. and 7 p.m. in Liberia, Liberian GMT time. Let me play this quick theme song from our Liberia feature LIB Feature TV.
LIB, stand up. Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.
Welcome to LIB Feature TV, and this is the primetime conversation every Thursday at 3 p.m. East Coast in US and 7 p.m. in Liberia. If you're there with us right now, I want to say thank you for joining us. We're soon opening the phone lines for your participation to hear your view from Liberia on what's trending. We discuss the issue of Samuel Jackson has been charged to court by the IG, the LMP, Liberia National Police. IG Gregory Coleman has charged him to court for manslaughter, negligent homicide, and reckless endangerment. Those are the key 3 charges against him, saying that there are things he could have done differently that would have saved his wife's life, but he did not do it, and other factors affecting that. And we're also discussing Monserrate District number 3, Representative Sumo K. Morba wants Monserrate District number 10, Representative Yekeh Kolubah to be either suspended or expelled from the Liberia National Legislature on grounds that he claimed that Guinea owned the land that is being disputed in Lofa. So because of that, he's not patriotic, and it's a form of treason. I'm not sure that is a fact. In my opinion, that's what I would say to that in closing on this matter. Before we take calls, listen. As a reasonable country, as a civilized country, as a nation that has about almost 200 years of existence, if somebody come to claim your land, if I have my land right now and somebody came to claim my land, say the land for them, I will bring up my land deed and show my land deed. If I don't have a land deed, I will have to show some proof that the land is for me. And when somebody comes from my house and say, "My papa, their land for you, their land for us, and for our neighbor," I should be able to convince whoever in my house, my children, whatever in case, and say, "Listen, they are our land here to show." I should show proof. I can't just get up and say, "You know, because you live in my house," and you side with the neighbor and say the piece of land the neighbor making fuss for is not for us. So get out of the house because you acting like a good child in the house. No, the child maybe just need education, information, facts. So yeah, if Yekeh Kolubah has his own information, he holds his opinion. And his opinion will impact how you vote in the House if there's any bill affecting that issue. All right. And then if Sumo, Representative Sumo has any information or any evidence that Liberia owns the land, provided evidence, argue evidence to evidence, argue facts to facts, and don't go after your friend. You're not the one who elected the man to that position. You can hold the man view hostage because you feel that you can manipulate the system because you guys are in control. Your choir said the majority black. Oh my goodness, choir said the majority black. But however the case is, I like Yekeh Kolubah whole opinion. I don't like Yekeh Kolubah how you talk, but also I don't want us to set a precedent that will be bad for Liberia and for tomorrow, because today might be Yekeh Kolubah, tomorrow be somebody else, and then you will say, "Oh, you know what happened? What the same rope that hang monkey need to hang baboon." But when the rope is bad, the rope is bad. You ain't got to hang no monkey, you ain't got to hang no baboon. All right, before I open the line, Jefferson, I want you to get ready to call the numbers so we can open the lines. Then before we open the lines, I will play our theme song. And right after the theme song, Jefferson will open the lines and call the numbers that you can call to be to participate on the show. Tell us what you think about the subjects we discussed. We discussed the issue about Yekeh Kolubah. We discussed the issue about Samuel Jackson that has been charged to court. But before we get to the phone lines and get ready for that phone lines, yes, our theme song for Prime Time Conversation.
Yeah, man. Time conversation where the truth speaks and the people listen. From Cape Town to Maryland, from Nimba to Montserrat, the future calling Liberia. When the voices of the people start to rise, you can see the truth within their eyes. Too many years of struggle and pain, still the people dancing in the rain. But hope is growing in the land tonight. A new vision coming into sight. A servant leader walking with the crowd, speaking truth, humble but proud. This is prime time conversation, talking about the nation's transformation. From the villages to the city light, Liberia searching for what is right. Education for every girl and boy, healthcare bringing hope and joy. A stronger future we can see for every Liberian family. Hear the farmers calling from the field, waiting for the harvest that the land can yield. Technology knocking at the nation's door, young minds ready to explore. Electric power shining through the night, security standing for what is right. The economy rising for everyone, a new chapter has begun. This is prime time conversation, voices of a rising generation. Agriculture feeding every home, no more hunger, no more roam. From Cape down to Maryland shore, the people say we must do more. From Nimba Hills to Montserrat streets, the future and the people need. Now the people talking in the marketplace about a man who walks at steady pace, a leader with a vision for the land, reaching out with a helping hand. From humanitarian work to leadership call, standing strong when the people fall, talking about dignity, justice and trust, serving the nation because he must. Not for power, not for fame, but to lift Liberia's name. A vision rising clear and bright, leading the nation toward the light. Oh, Liberia, hear the cry. Let the children reach the sky. When the people stand as one, the victory has begun. The conversation starts tonight, speaking truth and shining light. Together we can build again for the daughters and the sons. This is prime time conversation, voices of a hopeful nation. Education, health and peace, let the nation struggle cease. With strong leadership guiding the way, Liberia rising day by day. From every county hear the call, a better future for us all. Where Liberia speaks, the conversation continues. Yeah, the future is now.
The future is now. The conversation continues. Now is the time for your voice to be heard on the talking points tonight. And again, as I said, I probably might give one or two scratch cards, data cards to at least 5 people tonight. So, but you have to answer a question that I will have for you. And I will determine that you need to answer the question. If you ask me, say, can ask me the question. you got to beg me for the question and say, my man, Dr. Pearson, ask me the question. When you say, ask me the question, I'll ask you. When you answer the question, I get your data scratch card. All right.
Liberia, Liberia, time for change. Liberia, Liberia, Alex Cummings.
All right, Liberia, it's time for change. Who is able to bring that change will be the question I will ask you. And if you answer the question correctly, I give you a dollar scratch card when you call. But meanwhile, the answer gotta be my answer. It can't be your own answer. All right. So okay, Jefferson is all yours. Open the lines. Allow people give us their views on the subject we discussed tonight.
All right, folks, you out there, you've been following the show. It's time that you place your course and be a part of the conversation this evening here in Liberia. This is the prime time conversation at LB Feature TV. 0777959 This first person, good evening, welcome.
Yeah. Hi. How are you doing?
Very good. Your name and where you call from?
I'm Dewey. I'm calling from Logantown, Bujo Island.
Okay, Dewey. Listen, go to Piercing.
All right.
Dr. Piercing?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Tell us what you make about the case of Samuel. What do you make of the case of Samuel Johnson being charged to court today for the death of his wife and the Yekeh Kolubah situation? You can talk about any of the two.
Well, Samuel Johnson, according to his own statement, that was causing to be charged. Yeah. The same email.
Yeah, what's about Yekeh Kolubah? We got much time. What's about Yekeh Kolubah?
Because what Yekeh saying, the land, God not making new land, he said the land for them, that was the holding Yekeh, they want to stop for me, the land, Liberia claim. That one for small money back could not get can this morning to honor said for the best answer for that question. What for Kula said the land that we try to claim small money back did not give us can this morning.
Okay. Let me ask you, Liberia looking for change. So in your view, come 2029, who you think will bring that change?
Ellis Kumi will change Liberia 2029 by the grace of God.
Give me your phone number.
0779
Mm-hmm.
0779 15 7497 7497
0779157497. Thank you for calling, man. Thank you for calling.
97.
Yeah, I got you. 7497. I got you. Thank you. You receive small thing from us. Your data card, yeah?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Your name and where you call from?
I'm Salif calling from district number 10.
Okay.
And I listen carefully to the show tonight. I just want to talk mainly on the emphasize on the Honorable Yekeh Kolubah's issue, to be precise.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, in my own view, as a sitting representative of this country, I don't see those statements to be, very beneficial to the country's interest. I see it as something that would disturb the peace of us, the Liberians. Let's take, for example, if you are in a house and you are a tenant, if your time gets expired, the landlord will send you a notice. Okay, or for example, if you are building on somebody's property, that person will not just come right away to diminish your property, but instead they're going to send you a written communication, then take you to the court, and there will be procedure. So my own point of view is that if the land in question belongs to Guinea, then diplomatically there should be some issue from the Guinean government to the government of Liberia, claiming that land and giving some condition that because of this historical account, the land belongs to us, we are going to take this kind of action.
All right. I got that part. You made some good points there, but the fact remains that every Liberian has the right to hold an opinion on any issue of national concern, correct? That doesn't change the fact that diplomatic conversation will continue.
Okay, so the issue about Yekeh Kolubah now. All right, this Yekeh in question is a representative of this country, and his top obligation is to protect the interests of the Liberian people, the country Liberia as a whole. Now, you being a top government official, making such statement, look at it from the international wise. What are you enthusing the government of Guinea to do regarding this very same situation?
One second. So are you suggesting that because Yekeh Kolubah or a Liberian who of view that the land could be Guinea land, it would change the fact that Guinea would do something differently than what the Guinea already doing?
That statement, the statement made by the Honorable, yes, it has a propensity to lead to further escalation of this whole situation.
Okay,
because if somebody who should be speaking in the interest of the country is speaking against the interest of the... Now, I heard you talking about if he went and got his findings. Now, if you have your findings and you are speaking as a classified person of the country, you don't just stand and speak vocally. There should be evidences that you're going to provide for the public that will show to them that this is where you are speaking from. You don't just go on air and just say anything in that kind of random form. No, you don't do that. Responsibly speaking, as a lawmaker, you don't do such.
Yeah. We gotta take another call, but thank you for your views. I think you make some good points. You talk your own, we talk our own. Other people talk their own. Do you have the answer to this question? Who do you think is gonna be the next president of Liberia?
I believe the next president of Liberia is the president that put the interest of Liberia, the Liberian people.
Do you have a name in mind?
Well, from my own experience, past government and current government, I will tell you that the current government will continue to maintain this position because of my past experience in the current one.
Oh, okay. I hear you. I thought you were going to win something from him, but you missed it bad way. You missed it. You missed the whole thing.
Let's move forward on the streets of Monrovia till the county's far. The people are ready. We know who we are. Farmers, students, workers stand. Building.
The people want somebody to build everything and we know that person will build it. Anyway, let's take another call if we got another call, Jefferson.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Your name, where you call from?
I'm Loving. We are called. On my way home, I get a rush people.
Okay, man.
Driving home.
Okay, man. What do you make of the conversation tonight?
Yeah, my take on Yekeh Kolubah, he be a sitting lawmaker, making such remark. It undermines the constitution of the country and it undermines the nationality of as a Liberian. Because you can be a sitting lawmaker that being paid by taxpayer. Our hard-earned money is paying you, they gassing you, giving you scratch card, and then you come in as a sitting lawmaker to tell the whole world, because not only Liberians say to the whole world, to tell them that the land that Guinea is sweating for is belong to Guinea.
No, okay, I don't
see a problem with him.
Yeah, quarter one point. Quarter 1 point quick. I don't think the problem is whether we like what he says or what he didn't say. But the point is there truth to what he's saying? Has the government provided any truth to the contrary?
So, the thing the government providing, how to call it, whatever information that we are expecting the government to provide, until the government can provide it, whether it is true or not. But he being a sitting law, because I think he should call that bro first.
Okay,
because
yeah.
It doesn't bear any weight. If I say it doesn't bear any weight, but he being a sitting law, because if he say what he said, it bear a lot of weight. It come with a lot of how to call the question. Maybe he know what he's saying. He might know what he's saying. Maybe. I think maybe just maybe. You know what he's going on.
We don't want to save time. We want to save time. So again, another question I have for you quickly. Now, Yekeh Kolubah saying that the land belongs to Guinea does not give Guinea the land. The Liberian government has the right to have proof that they own the land. Guinea has to have proof that they own the land. International instruments got to prove that who own the land. So nothing Yekeh Kolubah say can change the fact on the matter. Another question I got for you is that do you think that because Yekeh Kolubah said that he's supposed to be removed from the House of Representatives?
Come again?
Do you think that deserves him being removed from the House of Representatives?
Yes, he doesn't be impeached.
Okay, thank you for the call. Quickly, who do you think will be the next president of Liberia?
Bro, since 2017, I've been an ANC man. I remain an ANC man. The people say, "What we talking about? What we talking about?" In the church, they say, "Oh, I say no problem." The other people that begin president in the country, they don't perform match the way election. So I remain on ANC, I will be on ANC man until that cannot come. So that's going to change it.
Man, all that thing you tell you answer the question. Who is the next person that do it?
If I ANC man, I just not coming. If I say the next person, I ANC,
give me your number, man. My man, that you're gonna be in class, you're gonna be doing 2 or 4 questions and you finish fading because you say ANC now.
I say ANC, I wouldn't want person in the same ANC that is not coming that I know.
Give me your phone number, man. I got $1 scratch card for you. You smart man, give me your phone number. Don't let me check your phone. You say in the travel, let me check your phone. Give me your phone number.
No, I'm driving go home. Don't worry, I'm driving a car. Don't worry. 775 87
8 or 6
87
87
90
90
98.
98.
When that incident happened with the girl, with the accident, we all did it yet. What you talking? I come change for that. What you talking to me?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
077 0777 959 959 0777 959 959 0881 871670 plus 231 777 959 959. Good evening. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Your name, where you join from?
Yeah, I said we are calling for district 14.
I said we are district 14. What do you make of the conversation tonight? What do you make of the conversation tonight?
Yeah, I'm following it.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, no need of blaming Yekeh. Yekeh never say nothing bad about the country. How about the information minister? I say when one carry bamboo or we ourselves go there. How about spending the money carry people there? They say they were digging sand or digging go. How about stomach fire? Why is la go to stomach fire and spending the money? Then they want blame Yekeh Kolubah. So for me, Yekeh Kolubah not do nothing. It will not take the land from we give any independent before Guinea. The land is for all, it's for all. When Yekeh say their own opinion, by where the district law member got to say, don't matter that what got to say. You might bring Yekeh. Yekeh, who you say?
Okay. So, Cora, who you think gonna be the next president of Liberia in 2029? You gotta get an answer correct to get $1 scratch card from you.
I'm calling for District 14. All we can say, I say, when you eat a horse, when you eat potato green, you gotta change it to cook to eat pepper soup or to eat pambodo. The two parties they are bringing confusion in the country here. All my dead body before voting for one of the two parties are carrying Alexander Kumi 2029. I always say this.
Give me a phone number. Give me a phone number. Give me a phone number. Give me a phone number.
Call your number.
My number is 0887
0887
0887
36
53
63
46 and 64.
Okay,
64.
64.
Call that last phone number again.
I said 0887 36 53 64.
Okay. Jefferson, I hear 53, not 63.
No, 64.
63 64.
Okay. All right, thank you, man. Have a good night, yeah?
5364.
Okay, have a good night now. Have a good night.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, this person. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Your name and where you join from?
I'm calling from Douala, Balasua.
Douala, Balasua.
Yeah.
What do you make of the conversation? Samuel Jackson going to court, to prison today, and Yekeh Kolubah's case, our story.
Well, I just joined the conversation, but I was for my own contribution as it comes to the statement of Yekeh Kolubah. Well, Yekeh Kolubah did not say let it be done democratic. I mean, in a diplomatic form. So if this piece of land is for Guinea or for Liberia, let it be solved in a diplomatic way so that there will be no conflict in our nation. And with the issue of how you call it? How you call it?
Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson.
Oh, Samuel Jackson. Has there been any investigations or through the court proceeding?
Well, there hasn't been any court proceeding. He was just charged today by the Liberia National Police. He was charged with manslaughter and, of course, negligent homicide and other offenses. Yeah.
Manslaughter, and that manslaughter. What the term of for prisoner?
Well, we know that one. Yeah, the judge will decide depending on how the case goes.
Oh, the judge. Okay. All right. Okay. If he is caught guilty, the judge come up with a verdict, and he's found guilty, and let him go through the punishment.
Okay.
That's the whole good.
I have one question for you. Who do you think is the next president of Liberia?
For the woman, I been for ANC. As an Kumi, I believe they never deliver Liberia the best way. The very best way.
Thank you, sir. Give me your phone number. Which
number do you want? You want the blue star or the orange?
Give me the orange.
0776
776
72
72
02 59.
Okay.
59.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Have a good night, man. Yeah? Sleep well.
Good evening. Your name, where you call from?
My name is Wallace Yekeh calling from Cooper Farm.
Wallace from Cooper Farm. What do you make of the conversations tonight?
Yeah, to the issue of Yekeh Kolubah, for me, I don't see anything in the Yekeh Kolubah statement, because if the press secretary to the president or saying that Liberia is claiming, that means the place is not for us, the place for Guinea, and we claiming things. When you are talking about claiming, that means not for you. You want to take it, but then not for you. And Yekeh Kolubah say a Guinea feel that the land is for them. Now, why they coming for it? Because the president said God is not creating new land, so Guinea feel that the land for them. They coming for it. I don't see anything into it. And they are looking for people to expel. I think then the press secretary should be the person to be expelled.
But if God is making new land, then you think we should keep our own? The small guy.
Making new land. That is why we are demolishing place. Because if it is not for you, the person you bought, the person coming for Guinea feel that the place is for them. That's why they're coming for it. And then we ought to prove our case that no, the place is for us.
You know, and I think that's why you're making some good points. I think that's why the government should be able to come up and say clearly if they got any document to show that they keep property.
Bring the due of the country. Look at the due of the country. Guinea saying a place for them, and you have your evidence at a place not for you for Guinea. No need to be following behind Yekeh Kolubah. Yekeh Kolubah say it's home. They leave with you to bring a document to prove that no, the place not for Guinea, is for us. But then why you running behind Yekeh Kolubah if to say Yekeh Kolubah committed any crime or something?
So let me ask you something different. Who do you think will be the next president of Liberia?
My brother, for me, I think the former president George Manoa should be the next one, because there are some things that he did in the country that we.
Let me just clarify.
He went off.
Yeah, that man went up by itself before.
Please walk away from your monitor.
Well, Soko B coming from Banave Bay and stop.
Soko coming from Banave.
Right, from Banave Bay and stop.
Okay, what do you make of the conversation tonight?
Yeah, talk about the Kolubah issue and the man back here was going to jail.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson.
Let's
Yeah, Senator Johnson for the statement that what happened greatly was no need for her to go as far to Senator Johnson because he committed his own crime and for explaining some code that what get him to jail.
So the police director say the man is not guilty. The man still innocent according to law, and the court can say the man guilty. So the man commit no crime. I just charges here.
The man, who explanation I can the man not guilty.
So who you think is the next president of Liberia in 2029?
What the next president 2029 is Banakumi.
Hey, my member, give me your phone number. Give me your phone number. Somebody call your line.
0777
777
511
511
527.
527.
Thank you, Clay. Have a good night, man. Have a good night.
All right.
Okay. Good evening. Please walk away from the radio. Hello.
Hearing?
Yes, your name, where you call from?
Hello.
You live. Your name, where you call from? Hello.
Hello.
What is your name and where you call from?
Alexander Colley.
Your name is Alexander Colley?
Yes.
And you call from where?
From District 14.
Okay. What do you make of the conversation tonight? 2 discussions.
Yeah, I just joined the conversation.
Touch you just jump because you want that data scratch card, right? Touch you.
Yeah.
Who is the next president of Liberia? You think in your view, who is the next president of Liberia?
Oh, Alexander Comey.
I know, man, the guy smart. Come, give me your phone number, man. He's smart. He's very smart. Give me your phone number.
789
889
50.
50.
Yes.
50
21
21
05.
05.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good night, man. Yeah. Check all the doors before you go to bed tonight.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you live?
This is Mother Marcy calling from Florida tonight.
Marcy.
Yeah.
Little Yekeh.
Yeah, Baba.
How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Say hi to my son, the diaspora. I'm not doing well against it. Against the local position, yes, that's why I decided to talk.
Oh, sorry, Mama.
I think you're hearing my voice. I talk to say.
Yeah.
So I want to talk on the issue of Yekeh Kolubah. Where Yekeh said, for me, I see no issue. It's that. Every year, the other colleges are listening to him. It will be when somebody is concerned. Therefore, put up is concerned. Because what she said to the Liberia people from Baka office, that is not Baka office, by telling us that Liberia claims to have Guinea as taking over it. So what you say, we tell to tell us, so which means what we're saying that they left for us, enough for us, they for Guinea? So you telling Liberia people our land, Guinea has Guinea touch our land, but you telling us what Liberia claim to have, Guinea as taking over it. So it means it's for Guinea, so it will be only anybody will be only in and one more thing concerned. She pointed to it to please predicament. What she said to the people, yo, the first addition, we need to understand about. We need to understand that what I want to do to the country, the Guinea person, they understand English. Even God, they can hold his gun with his people, with his rebels, showing the gun of Facebook. And we saw it, and the government calling to check and say what you do is wrong. We are calling off peace, but to see one over the place, showing off one for all the ground, for in the trees, for all the whatsoever all your mattress. That's what the body get to check. But when you see you can come back for stress, like stress to the state and this and that. That was wrong. For me, it's more than what I called to say. Thank you for the show, my parents. Thank you very much.
You know,
put the agenda for one to tell them that what is good is wrong. And then Yekeh Kolubah. Yekeh Kolubah, you saw people in this country and they were clapping and dancing and wondering Yekeh Kolubah. What if they say there's no bad thing inside? What if they say they want to sell you for the house of vigilante? They protect for the men, who protect for the men. So then they put go and thinking not them. What they do is wrong. What comes around tomorrow will go around. You got to be power forever and ever. So you just know what is really love before.
Okay, Mazi, thanks for calling, man. In fact, I know your voice so good. I know you are a strong advocate. I know you are a strong advocate for former President John Manuel Weah.
I know that. I know what you say. I know that. I know you are strong advocate. Okay, thank you for what I call this.
Yes, I will make una answer easy. I will make una answer easy, and maybe you win a $1 cash car. Who besides John Weah, who you think is the best person to represent Liberia besides John Weah?
The best person to represent if you're not going in the league or anybody, if you're not in the race, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then I think we'll get a police. Then we're gonna try him too.
Man, Sisi, give me your number. Give me your number, man, Sisi. Coming from you, the Yekeh Yekeh. Give me your number, man.
0776.
776.
Yeah. 40. 64.
64.
No, 64.
Yeah, 64.
57.
57.
Yes, thank you, my brother.
Yes, get better soon.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
All right, we'll take one more call for tonight, and then so we can wrap the show. We'll take one more call for tonight. If we got anybody on the line, if not, we'll wrap the show up because we got 4 minutes left.
Okay. Okay, let's put it. That's call true.
Hello?
The name where you call from?
I'm a voice of frame of President Jordan.
Say?
I'm telling you that
your line is
you don't know that a woman, you wrong in error.
We're not getting you. Your line is terrible. No, we're not
you don't know actually well.
Sorry,
we're not getting you.
Sorry, caller, coming in broken. We apologize for the.
Pastor, I beg you. This is my new son. I didn't already off.
Okay.
Yes.
555.
Yeah, 19.
19.
34.
34.
00. Please, thank you. My sister, you see it there. Thank you for taking me.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that'll call a breaking, man, right? So it's not our fault. All right, yeah. So can we call it? Can we wrap this thing up and call it a night? And I know my time is up, and yes. I know you got other things to run on your show tonight. So yeah, give me a parting statement.
Well, it's been a wonderful show. We hope as Samuel Jackson spends his first night in prison. He's not guilty yet until proven in court, and so we hope that it is only with his lawyers now who will, because they have a whole lot of evidence to prove in court to exonerate Samuel Jackson, and so the lawyers will have to work if they are very sure that their client is innocent. They have to do a lot of work to get him out. But it's been a wonderful show. And a very big thank you to everybody who called, those who listen as well. We'll be back tomorrow. 11 o'clock we'll be here tomorrow evening, 11 to 1 a.m. All right, Dr. Percy, it's up to you.
Yeah, so let me just wrap this up. Listen, Samuel Jackson is innocent until proven guilty. Everything that people have to say about him and everything that the people have been saying now, he has the chance to go to court and prove himself innocent. Gregory Coleman, the IG, Inspector General of the Liberia National Police, levied 3 major charges against Mr. Jackson concerning his wife's passing, his wife's death, manslaughter, meaning to say the killing of a human being without malice, aforethought, or otherwise in circumstances not amounting to murder. It is not considered a murder, but they say, listen, and you could have done some things that would have prevented a woman from dying. You not do it, so we charge you with manslaughter. They say negligent homicide means she died by herself. She killed herself. She died by his negligence. Mean he acted stupid. Liberian men say he acted stupid. You're not smart, so she died because of that. Negligence, all right, or reckless endangerment. She had things around her that could have hurt herself. And she could have used to hurt herself. He's supposed to take it from her or her stop her from getting to it. He didn't do it. So she killed herself or whatever happened there. Well, they holding him responsible for it. Let him go to court and to prove himself. Whether he's guilty or he's not guilty, that is there. The next area we talk about was Samuel Jackson. Not Samuel Jackson, but Yekeh Kolubah. Yekeh Kolubah, a man from Monserrado County, District Number 3, Sumo, Moba. He ain't got nothing to do with jumping in, man. Yekeh Kolubah, Yekeh Kolubah talk about the Guinea, border in Liberia and said they land for Guinea. So he writing letter to the House of Representatives. Yekeh Kolubah from the House of Representatives. To me, that one nonsense. Elemental, you agree to your own. It doesn't mean the man elect the country. The man has his opinion. Every Liberian entitled to their opinion. It doesn't matter where they are in the country, they're entitled to their opinion. Will you like what the person say? No, you may not like what the person say. But if the person talking and say, I got my own my facts, and then you bring your own facts, you're going in the House of Representatives, you hear the facts, argue your facts, or send it to a committee room. Let the committee go and look into the different facts. You pass a law on what you think the government should do concerning the border. Don't go after the man for holding a view. Go after the man with your own view. View to view, idea to idea, head to head clash. Not politics trying to make somebody look ugly because you feel no. Yekeh Kolubah to your own, you want to your own. Is it a good thing Yekeh Kolubah to? I will not say that good thing, I will not say that bad thing. Is it true or false? I don't know. What Yekeh Kolubah say can't change the record. If there's land deed to show that Guinea own the land, Guinea will take the land. If there's land deed to show that Liberia own the land, Liberia will take the land. If there's a map to prove that Liberia own the land, Liberia will take it. If there's a map to prove that Guinea own the land, Guinea will take it. If there's an international agreement that France signed with Liberia way back in 1900, if France, who was the colonial power for Guinea, signed document with Liberia and say, okay, this is the place we're going to cut the partition. If that document there, let Liberian people start acting lazy. Liberian government go look for the document. Look inside the document, tell Liberian people what happening there, who they land for. If there's any agreement to show who they land for, you'll show it. Oh, y'all Yekeh Kolubah business for nothing. Yekeh Kolubah ain't got nothing to do what you're doing out there. Y'all go do your thing by yourself. And so I want to say it was a nice time talking to you, or to all of our callers. So now I want to say thank you for calling. Those of you who won your data scratch card, will scratch your card and we'll send you the number of the card. Jefferson was saying the number of the card. Then all you got to do is to just enter the number on your phone, and then you get your dollar for your call you made. I'm your host, Dr. Clarence Pearson, and it's been a primetime conversation on Kia Radio 95.9 and on our YouTube page and our Facebook page, Liberia Feature TV. It was a pleasure again. Have a good night. Get home safe if you're still on your way home. If you're already home, lock your doors, lock your windows, and be safe. Have a good rest of your day. And I leave you with our theme song.
LIB, stand up. Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.